Okay, now see, screen is visible, everyone. I hope my
Yes, ma'am.
screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now see, another, line of new financial services. We have leasing, custodial service, and corporate advisory services. So what is leasing? I hope you know these are the big equipments that have been rented by a company which is known as, lessee, and who takes on rent is known as lessor. Sorry, ulta bol diya. The company who owns the equipment is known as lessor, and who takes it on rent is known as lessee. Okay, so leasing is when company acquires the right to use capital assets like machineries, plant and machineries, and big equipments. So that type of agreement between two companies, one is lessor and another one is lessee, is known as leasing. There is a prescribed fee which is known as rental charges. There is no ownership transfer. That means ownership will be in the name of lessor only, the company who owns the equipment. Full control, but full control over the assets will be given to the customer, the client who takes it on rent. Lessee pays maintenance charges, repairs, and operating costs of those equipments. Lessee means the company who takes it on rent. In India, many companies have started equipment leasing business. So it is an agreement between two parties whereby one party allows the other to use their properties for a certain period of time in exchange for a prescribed fee. मतलब आपकी प्रॉपर्टी है वो, लेकिन आप उसको सामने वाली कंपनी को यूज करने के लिए कुछ टाइम पीरियड के लिए दे रहे हैं, एंड इन अगेंस्ट दैट you are charging a prescribed fee which is known as lease, that is rent. The property covered in a lease is usually real estate. रियल एस्टेट की प्रॉपर्टीज होती है जैसे लैंड एंड बिल्डिंग, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी और इक्विपमेंट्स सच एज ऑटोमोबाइल और मशीनरी. The purchase of asset, mostly building, machineries, vehicle, by a leasing company which retains the ownership of the assets. मतलब ऐसी जो इक्विपमेंट्स होते हैं, जो बिल्डिंग्स होती हैं, मशीनरीज होती हैं, व्हीकल्स होते हैं, ऐसी जो एसेट्स होती हैं जो लीजिंग कंपनीज के पास होती है जिसकी ओनरशिप, and which then hires out the item for use by the client who pay an agreed rent. मतलब ऐसी ओनरशिप जिसके हाथ में होती है वो ही किसी क्लाइंट को हायर पे दे सकता है, मतलब रेंट पे दे सकता है. ठीक है, अगर आपके हाथ में ओनरशिप ही नहीं है, हाउ विल यू गिव इट टू समबडी एल्स? सो to give it to somebody else, you should have that, in your own hand. You should be the owner of that particular property. Only then you can give it on rent. Okay. Next is custodial services. Custodial means to keep it safe with you. Now you cannot keep, gold, jewelry, ornaments, diamonds. You cannot keep it with yourself at home, right? In the locker. So what you do, you keep it with bank, you keep it with financial institution, or you keep it with somebody else whom you think it will be safe there, right? So that is known as custodial services. Custodial means keeping it safe. Custody, I am keeping your custody, so I have kept your jewelry, your gold and ornaments, diamonds, and whatever precious is to you is you can take an example of papers of your house, papers of factory. Okay, so these are important documents that you need to keep safe. So you will not keep it at your home, but you will take it out and keep it with somebody whom you think will be very safe. Keeping them will be very safe. So bank, financial institutions gives you custodial services. So financial intermediary provides, intermediary means a link between customer and an institution. So that is financial intermediary. Intermediary provides services to the clients for a prescribed fee. Services like what services? Safekeeping of shares and debentures, collection of interest and dividend, reporting on the matters of corporate developments. So mainly these are the points where you can say that a company is giving you services. A financial intermediary gives you services. Like they will keep your shares, debentures, diamonds, jewelry, and all everything safe with themselves. Ownership is yours. You can take it any time. You can take it back at any point of time, whenever you need. But then it is safely kept with those financial intermediaries. It can be shares, it can be debentures, it can be papers, important documents of properties, it can be your jewelry, anything which is very precious to you. Okay. And if you have shares and debentures, then naturally you will be getting interest or dividend on them. Therefore, financial intermediary will see that what and how much interest and dividend, when interest and dividend is to be received by you. Therefore, you don't have to do it. Financial intermediary will do it for you. They will collect interest and dividend charges and put it in your account. Okay. Reporting on the matters of corporate development means if your corporate company is developing, so how far it has been developing, what product is going in the market, okay, what is the competitor's product, what are the competitors pricing strategies. So these are the things wherein he will search and he will report the same to the shareholders of the company. Okay. So mainly here for the custodial services, mainly the customers are foreign investors. So who are the persons who are foreign investors will keep their shares, debentures, and precious documents with these financial intermediaries known, and the service which is given by them is known as custodial services. ओके नाउ कॉर्प, ये थोड़ा डिटेल में दिया हुआ है, जो मैंने आपको बताया बिल्कुल एग्जैक्टली वैसे ही है, आप पढ़ेंगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा. द कॉर्पोरेट एडवाइजरी सर्विसेज आर स्प्रेड ओवर अ वास्ट स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ कॉर्पोरेट एक्टिविटी, बिकॉज सी कॉर्पोरेट नो, सो यू कैन इमेजिन हाउ मेनी एक्टिविटीज मस्ट बी देयर. Therefore, there are vast number of activities. Therefore, because corporate activities are wide, therefore corporate advisory services are also huge in nature. Some of them are very well suited for investment banks, with the rest finding place with specialist advisory firms. मतलब आप देखोगे अगर तो there are investment banks who are fulfilling the responsibility of corporate advisory services. They are giving you these services. But there are specialist advisory firms also who gives you, ideas and innovative ideas, and they do research for you, but in a specialist area. They don't give you general services. They will give services only in special areas, like how to increase your production. So they don't know anything about marketing, but they know about production. So they will be guiding you only about the production department. Okay. The essence of the corporate advisory services for investment banking relates to business advisory, मतलब बिजनेस के लिए एडवाइस करना, रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग एडवाइजरी के बिजनेस को फिर से कैसे रीस्ट्रक्चर करना, फिर से कैसे बनाया जाए कंपनी को, प्रोजेक्ट एडवाइजरी, विच प्रोजेक्ट इज सूटेबल फॉर कंपनी फॉर लॉन्ग रन, and mergers and acquisition advisory. I gave you example that day also, Hero Honda company. So therein an expert comes in and he gives you advices about as to which company is better to merge with and which company to acquire. Okay, so it is an umbrella term. Umbrella term means it covers almost everything that encompasses, matlab cover karta hai. Encompasses means which covers almost all the things specialized advices render to the corporate houses. Okay. And who gives you these specialized ideas and advices, suggestions? Professional advisors such as accountants, investment banks, law practitioners, and host of similar service providers. We have already done this. Huh? Corporate advisory services means corporate counseling. We have already done that. Therefore, I was, rushing because I know you are well aware about corporate advisory services. If you are not, listen to the previous recordings. Okay. So corporate advisory services means corporate counseling only. Okay. So this was custodial service. This is corporate advisory services. Now these are the list of main corporate advisory services. Making of public issue and issue management. I hope you know what is issue management. We have already done in detail. Project counseling as to which project is better, which investment is better for your company. Corporate restructuring, to restructure your capital. Capital structuring and restructuring. That means your capital means shares, debenture, bonds, whatever capital is there. To structure the capital in a proper format, proper way, efficient way, which fetches a good amount of returns. Okay. Loan syndication is also a activity which is performed by corporate advisory service. Let me tell you that. License with foreign collaborators and making preparations for joint ventures. मतलब अगर आपको किसी foreign company के साथ मिलकर, if you want to do some project with some foreign companies, and so for that you need a license, for that you need a permission, and for that you need approval of the governments of different countries, right? Therefore, for that also corporate advisory services are available. I mean, financial intermediaries also give such type of services in corporate advisory services. And raising foreign currency loans. Suppose if you want a loan in the form of foreign currency, so that also can be done with the help of corporate advisory services. So basically, it is only for corporate companies, not for individuals. Okay. Yes, Richa. Richa, do you have any doubt? Richa?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Yes, so we have, one more line of financial services which are newly introduced in the market in the recent years. We have mutual fund, we have factoring, and we have forfeiting. So, what is mutual fund? I mean, you must be knowing it very, very, very well, because in semester 3 you had a subject of mutual fund, not a topic. Okay, not a content, but you had one full subject, isn't it? Have you done this mutual fund as a subject?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So it is pooling of funds from different investors and putting it together, investing in different areas. So that is basically known as mutual fund. So mutual fund means बहुत सारे लोग आकर इकट्ठा पैसा डालते हैं फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन में. अब वो फाइनेंशियल जो एडवाइजर होता है, वो सारे जो भी पैसे आए हैं मेरे पास, सारे फंड्स आए हैं सारे इन्वेस्टर्स के, I will invest on behalf of my investors into different areas, companies, fields, etc. So funds raised by financial service company by pooling the savings of public. Okay, invested in diversified portfolio. That's what I said right now. That the funds which are collected from public, suppose the funds which are collected from public is 3 crores rupees. Now what you will do, you will not invest this 3 crores in particular company. No, you will invest different avenues. You will choose different avenues. You will invest in different avenues on behalf of public. On behalf of your investors, you as a mutual fund manager, you will see where we need to put this money, and from where the money will be, accumulating and generating more and more returns. So you as a mutual fund manager, you have to take decisions as to where to invest the money and which is a profitable investment for my investors, because public does not know where to invest. Therefore they have come to putting their money in your company. Now you have to take the decisions on behalf of them. Okay, so therefore that particular 3 crores rupees का जो investment आपके पास आया है, you have to invest in different securities in different companies. So that is known as diversified portfolio where risk minimizes. आपको वो arrow दिख रहा है? Can you see this arrow? Risk minimizes because the portfolio is diversified in nature. So diversified means the risk has been scattered and therefore the risk has minimized because you have allocated the money into different areas, no? Therefore, if suppose one security is going in losses, another security is going in profits. So the loss can be compensated from the profit of another security. That is why we say, no, if it is diversified money, then the risk is reduced. Okay, investment avenues for small investors. जो small investors होते हैं, they can invest their money in mutual funds who cannot participate in equities of big companies. Those investors can invest in this mutual fund who cannot participate in big and giant companies. Okay, and mutual fund also ensures liquidity. Mutual fund also ensures liquidity. So whenever you need cash, you just have to sell those mutual funds in the market, and just in 1 to 7 days, you will get the cash. So it ensures liquidity. It ensures risk minimization. That means it keeps a balance between risk and returns. Liquidity is returns and risk is risk. So ensures balance between risk and liquidity, risk and returns. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Factoring. Now, factoring means just a minute. Keep 1 minute on hold. Now, factoring. Factoring means it is a process of selling trade debts of the company to financial institutions. Now, already you know what is factoring. मैंने आपको बताया था bills receivables. Sorry, bills discounting. Do you know about bills discounting? It is
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
yeah, it is just one bill that I take it to the bank, and bank gives me a whole amount of cash after deducting the discount. Okay, now bank will be responsible to collect the money from my customer. So that is known as bills discounting. Bills discounting is a shorter term, narrow term, whereas factoring is a bigger term, wider term. Here, not one bill, but there are hundreds and thousands of bills that are sold to, an institution, a financial institution, and that is known as factor. He is known as factor who deals with all the trade debts of the company. Trade debts means your accounts receivables. See, here is a picture which shows that this man is very upset by looking at so many invoices, so many documents, so many things we have to deal with. So this man is really upset with so many, invoices. Now these all invoices will be sold to his accounts receivable manager. So now what he will do? He will ease his work. He will ease his work by selling all these invoices to a financial institution who gives the services of factoring. And that person is known as factor who gives the services of factoring. That person is known as factor. Okay. So factor, what does the factor do? He purchases all your invoices. Now he will deal with the customers. No, he will see you don't have time to collect money from customers and so many customers. No, there is not one customer that we have. There are so many. So what will I do? I have so many other things to look after too. So what will I do? I will sell these invoices to an agent, a financial institution who will perform the work of factoring, and he is known as factor. So what he will do? He will purchase each and every bill from me. And in future, he will be responsible to collect the money from the customers. If the customer is not paying, he will be responsible for that. Bad debts occur, he will be responsible for that. I am not. If the customer is not paying on time, so he will make sure, a factor will make sure that I charge penalty or delay payment charges on the customer. So he will be responsible, not me, because I have so many other things to in the company to look after. Therefore, I am selling all these invoices to you, and you will be looking after to all the future, taken, so what to say, payments of the companies. Okay, so factoring is a process of selling trade debts to the company, of the company to the financial institution. Services of financial nature involving the conversion of credit bills into cash. These are credit bills. Credit bills means the bills which shows that I have sold certain amount of goods to my customer, but customer has not yet paid me. He is going to pay me in the future. That is known as credit bill, no? That is what is known as credit bill. Okay, different from discounting. This is not discounting. Discounting means you sell it to the bank and there are maybe 1 and 2 bills. But here whole, आप एक डिपार्टमेंट पकड़ लो ना, रिसीवेबल्स मैनेजमेंट का, whole receivable management का department is sold to the factor. Everything he will look after, everything. Okay. Factor purchase entire trade debts, entire complete department is sold to them and becomes the holder of value, not an agent. He is not an agent. He becomes the holder of the value. Suppose you have 10,000 bills and the value of each bill is, suppose, 5,000. So 5,000 into 10,000. Are you getting my example? So he's the holder of the value, that is 5 crores. Maybe more than that. There may be a mistake in multiplication. So you can take an example of that. Okay. So holder of the value, not an agent. So how many bills you have sold? Suppose the bills worth rupees 5 crores. Total bills kitne ke hain? 5 crores. So he becomes the holder of 5 crores, value of 5 crores bills. But he is not an agent. Okay. Once debts are purchased, collection of those debts becomes his duty. His means factor's duty. I will not collect from my customers now anymore. I will not collect it anymore. You are responsible because you have purchased those invoices from me. And now you look after to the customers now. Okay. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Last, forfeiting, and then we will be done. Forfeiting. What is forfeiting? Forfeiting is same as discounting. Same as discounting. But then it is export bill, not the bill which is, related to the boundaries of India. Now, you have a bills discounting concept in your mind, right? Take that same concept of bills discounting. That bills discounting is done within India, within the boundaries of India. Purchase and sale within India. I am taking this bill to bank within India. Bank is also in India. I am also in India. Customer is also in India. All three parties are in India. But when I talk about forfeiting is a financial forfeiter. Forfeiter is a financial agency which discounts an export bill. Now, suppose I am selling my products to a company which is based in US, which is there in US, which exists in US. So what is the bill, showing? Bill shows that you have sold such a worth of goods to the company based in US, and this is the advance money received, and this is what the balance money yet to receive. Bill mein ye likha hua hai. Okay. So what will I do? I need urgent cash. But I cannot ask customer who is there in US to pay me on the spot. No. According to the bill, the agreement, in the bill, I have already mentioned that I'm ready to take this money in the installments, and you can pay me in 3-4 months. So I cannot ask you right away, no? Therefore, I can go to forfeiter. Forfeiter is financial agency. He will purchase that bill and give me whole amount of money deducting the discount after that. Suppose the bill carries the amount of rupees $70,000 or maybe $2,000, which converted into rupees stands as, suppose take an example, 56,000 rupees. $2,000. Suppose take an example of 56,000 rupees. So 56,000 rupees he will pay me after deducting a discount. So take an example of discount rupees 2,000. So 56,000 minus 2,000, I will get the cash, receive the cash of rupees 54,000 from financial agency who is known as forfeiter. Who is known as forfeiter. So forfeiting means it is equivalent to bills discounting. Whole picture is same. It is equivalent to bills discounting. But when I talk about forfeit bills discounting, it is within India. The customer is in India, the bank is within India, and the seller is also in India. But when I talk about forfeiting means it is a service given by the forfeiter to an exporter. Okay, so who is exporter? Who sell the goods outside India, whether it is US based company or it is company from Australia, it is company from South Africa, that doesn't matter, but it is export. What matters is export. Okay, so the bill should be export bill. Is that clear? Any doubt? See, it is written clearly here. Exporter is protected against the risk of non-payment of debts. In future, if the importer is not paying amount on time, so exporter is not, dealing with the loss because he has already got the amount from the forfeiter. Now it is the responsibility of the forfeiter to collect the amount from the customer who is outside India, maybe in US, maybe in Australia. Okay, so from the importer, forfeiter will collect the amount, not the exporter, because exporter has sold the bill to forfeiter, and therefore forfeiter will come in picture now. He is responsible to collect the money from customer, the importer. So if any loss occurs, suppose the importer is not paying the amount, or he is paying half the amount, half of the amount that he should pay. Okay, so what is the loss suffered? Who is going to suffer the loss? Forfeiter or exporter? Who is going to suffer the loss? Forfeiter or exporter? Come on, tell me.
Ma'am, forfeiter.
Yes, very good. Forfeiter. Because exporter is now not playing any role while collecting the money from the importer. He is not into the picture now, my dear. I have already sold. I am exporter, you are importer, and third party is forfeiter. I have sold all the export bills to the forfeiter. So I am not in the picture right now. So who is in the picture? A forfeiter and the importer. So forfeiter, yes. So the forfeiter will go to the importer on the due date and he will ask for the money, which is there in the bill of exchange. Export bill of exchange. And if suppose on the due date, importer is not paying half the amount or maybe 20% or maybe 30%. So whatever the loss will be there, forfeiter has to bear the loss. Okay. So I hope you understood the concept. We have a last slide, which is factoring versus forfeiting. See, factoring में क्या होता है? It is short term financing. Factoring में क्या होता है? आप invoices बेचते हो और आपको finance मिलता है. Forfeiting में क्या होता है? Medium term financing. Factoring, employed for domestic and export business. Please listen. Factoring में दोनों होते हैं, दोनों. Factoring involves both the things, domestic business and export business, both. Whereas forfeiting involves only and only export business. Factoring, client gets 80% of the total value. आपने invoices बेचे, when you sell all the invoices, you get 80% of the amount. 20% will be given at the end when the factor will receive full amount from the debtors. That means he keeps 20% with themselves only. They keep 20% with themselves only. They do not pay you. Whereas in forfeiting, 100% is given to you. Suppose I go to a forfeiter, I am exporter, I go to forfeiter. I am giving him a bill, which is known as export bill of $1,000, suppose. So now what he will do? All $1,000 he will pay it to me after deducting the discount. He will pay me 100% amount. He will not keep anything with him. But here in factoring, he will pay me 80% only. And 20% will be paid only when the customer pays to the factor on time. Okay. Now next, bulk finance is provided against number of unpaid invoices. जो unpaid invoices हैं, unpaid मतलब जिसपे customers ने अभी payment नहीं किया. Those bills on which customers have not paid, any amount. उन्हीं bills को आप bulk में sell कर सकते हो. Bulk finance मिल सकता है आपको. Bulk means huge finance. 2 crores, 3 crores, etc. And forfeiting में क्या होता है? It is based on single export bill. एक भी export bill है ना, वो भी आप बेच सकते हो forfeiter को. Whereas factoring में क्या होता है? Bulk. Can you see this picture? इसमें कितने सारे invoices दिख रहे हैं आपको? एक दिख रहा है कि bulk में?
Bulk.
So when you sell these bulk invoices, you will get a bulk finance, no? Huge amount of finance factor gives you because you're selling so many number of invoices. And here single export bill से भी बेचकर काम चल जाएगा. एक export bill है मेरे पास, एक export bill बेचना है मुझे. So forfeiter is ready to purchase one single export bill also. Did you understand the difference between factor and forfeiting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Sure. Any doubt?
No, ma'am. No doubts.
No? Okay. Good. Good. Very good. So we are done with the chapter. So these were some few, some new financial services. We have done mutual fund. We have done factoring. We have done forfeiting, leasing, custodial service, corporate advisory services, and merchant banking, loan syndication, venture capital, and securitization. So see, if you have any doubt, you can ask me, or if you want to have a just have a read and then you are going to ask me doubt, that is also fine with me. दूसरे लेक्चर में जब हम लेक्चर शुरू करेंगे उससे पहले कुछ डाउट्स हैं तो you can clear it out to me. Is that okay? I believe you don't have any doubts, so I can wind up the lecture. Please see if you have any, you can ask me. Clear है सब? अभी तक
Yes,
जितना भी?
ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.